African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policy. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honour, peace, and the defence of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we continue today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be expected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on coercion of military condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their star is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up to be a patriot. You have to stand firm on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what side you want to be on. We just got to stick to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nice economy, a very crowded, heavily divided, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism, those who are coming in. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woe, economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people. They are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come. I see in the next few months a nice country, a very nice country, crowded, heavily divided country, very tough economy, a sense of elitism of those who are coming in. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Nigerian people. They're not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
From the beginning of this process, not only today, from the onset, we have done a prosecution that will not end a one finger behind a one person. We must make sure that the investigation is very thorough, very thorough to the extent that when we say we are the doer of the act, that should be letting us. What we have done is that we are going to go after people who are suspected to be committing any offense, to make sure that the evidence is taken and the evidence will be to meet all the quality of tests of evidence. And so we got these people to court. We are not complaining about it. Evidence are overwhelming. Those who collected the evidence, those are trained testers, and where in some people in the criminal justice system. They are made no mistake, and you will see it from now on. We are going to hold those and build our second house. This is a first house. This is where the decision comes from. This is the board of directors of our government. They make the decision. They do the expenditure. They determine what the president makes. They determine what we make as prosecutor. When that house, we are bringing the government to help me. So we're not taking the case for granted. That is why the evidence we collected is not ordinary evidence.
Did you hear the press conference of Kumo, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case. You know? So you look at the practices for it. You think IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence, innuendos, lies, and in the next few weeks, as we go to the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Nigerian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As well as you know, political battles,
To their house, very forward, making it possible. Let it women go in, but we can buy former and social justice. More than the cancer and work that you do. It is what we require. We will see how you are with me now. We require water for all of you. Don't be watching because I am standing up.
Intervention of a family member who made a request. He was willing to cooperate and become a witness. However, we know that in criminal investigation, cooperating suspects are always doers. He was working based on the request of the family member who assisted in this process. We will give him a chance to speak with him and to test the legitimacy of his willingness to assist in the investigation. In the process, it was proven that indeed he could not be trusted. He was already charged even before he was charged in absentia.
They don't agree to what the woman will do. They will give him 50,000 and they will take his family to Europe. So he then get first place 2,000 to drop. The Papa who received it to turn it over. Papa gets the 2,000. You still got the 2,000 in our possession. Yesterday, on Saturday, they gave John a phone. And John used that phone to send me message. And through the messages, we even did a calling. We did a calling. They said that they were monitoring all of the conversation. They are tapping all of the family down. And know everybody. They even threatened to arrest my sister. Was never nothing. Because she was born at the company in Germany. So we are not safe. Our family is not safe.
While I made for them to release my brother, stolen there. But on Saturday, they then torturing, talking to him, they even gave 6 cases, statement, and answer.
God should have put to himself an authority that he doesn't have. When specific provisions of the Constitution are raised as subject matter of discussion in a trial, a court of limited jurisdiction, specifically a trial court, does not have the authority to interpret the Constitution. That authority is ascribed to the full bench of the Honorable Supreme Court. So today, the judge has indeed agreed that the former officials of government are immune from any criminal prosecution or judicial inquiry for acts committed or acts carried out while serving as members and statutory members of the National Security Council and principal advisors and agents of the presidency. That immunity of the president that extends to the advisors of the president and the agent. That immunity can never be subjected to judicial review in a court of law. The courts shall refrain from conducting inquiry on the basis that any attempt will compromise national security. In fact, it's on the other way around. Why we should be protecting the protection of national secrecy?
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except for coercion or military condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you got to step down and protect your country. so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up to be a patriot. You have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away, the regime will pass away, but your country will stay, the law will stay, your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we're going to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policy. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Good afternoon. Thank you so very much. Let me say that you join us for the show, Rare Talk. We talk it rare, without bias, it against no one, love for country. It is another day. It's called Thursday. Thursday, yes, Thursday, the 26th day of June 2025 in the reign of Judah Christopher. The year is gradually going to an end. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate all of you. Let's have a wonderful time together, making our country better, irrespective of what people say, what they do, how they feel, but the truth. Grateful we are. We must acknowledge God Almighty, who has always kept watch over us, gave us the zeal, His provision never ending, His love endured forever. We are grateful that He has allowed us to see another day. Not only that, but to make His society better, to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. Have a hate against no one, be honest, and do what is right to make society better. As they will come not appreciating because you are exposing, He said, don't give up. Fear nobody. Be of no fear, but of good courage. We're grateful to God that we are back again, who gives us everything and from whom we draw our inspiration. Thank you all, great people. Lawrence Harris Jr., Jacqueline Washington, Masare Abdullahi, JJY Community, Egg Julius Coffee, Claratown Store, Asata Miller, So Clinic Community, Cuddy Allison, Delaware, the USA. Hope that you are faring well. My Southeastern sister, Aske Mohem, Broadville, Peace Island Community, Fifth Kevin Bappin, Red Light, Edwin Pingba, Broadville City, Residents, T Mac, Wule, District 10, Mohammed Sonin, Banjo, around Nuka Hotel or Motel, Musa A. Sharif, Sophie Community, Congo Town, Bappin Pauline, Johnsonville, Auto, Freeport, Clarence Dwyer, Sierra Leone, Victor, Benson W. Victor, Benson W. Victor, Jackson C. Pony, Iron Factory Block C Community, member of Block 13 Intellectual Center. The chairman is also on the show this afternoon. Say we are live both on your television and radio. Following the show, Romancio Latupan, Cannibal or Rico for short, chairman of Block 13 Intellectual Center, a Jowian. Thank you all for coming on. I appreciate all of you great people. Samson, Kerry, District 11, Barbara Stanford, Brooklyn, New York, Ralph Cooper, Denver, Colorado, Josephine Human, Gilton Oro, Elizabeth Thomas, Waterside, and the protocol so very, very long. All of you people are great people. Thank you all for coming on. We are thrilled by your presence from day to day. Thank you. So it is another day. Every day comes with different things. Every day is something new. So we've got the issues to talk about, but before we get into what we've got, let's take our clients' goods off the shelf.
The wait is over. Get ready for something exclusive. Exclusive Supermarket is opening its new branch in Rehab on the RIA Highway this Friday, June 27th. From fresh produce to household essential, imported goods, snacks, and everything in between. All under one roof at Exclusive Supermarket new branch in Rehab. And when you are done shopping, treat yourself at our modern restaurant with delicious local and international dishes made fresh daily. Exclusive Supermarket is opening a brand new branch near you this Friday, June 27th. Join us for our grand opening. Come feel the difference. Exclusive Supermarket and Restaurant, your one-stop shop for quality and comfort.
Yes.
Huey,
Yes.
what are you happiness for now?
Yaman.
Mhm.
The thing are making some of our friends in other countries to be building houses and sending their children to Google schools. Now come to Liberia, yeah?
What's that?
We got one Liberian company called Liberty Fortune.
Liberty Fortune?
Yes. This company bringing one game they call Liberty Fortune Scratch and Win game.
And how people can play this game?
Very easy. Buy the ticket and scratch the silver part on it. Just to see what you can do the scratch card. Get any money you see on it is for you. You can win different amount of money, all the way up to 10,000 USD.
So you mean we have buy Liberty Fortune scratch card and put the silver part? Any money there is for me?
Yes, and you only need just $1 USD on the same money LD to play and win.
But where I can get a Liberty scratch card from?
Go to the shops, go to the boys who sell scratch cards and tell them that you want Liberty scratch card. Pay, scratch, and win. And then you take the winning card
to their office at the Dunst Residence on 2nd Street, Problem Boulevard in Cinco for your money.
We thank you for this. Life changing gift. The body scratch we for it every day.
Spend
Small
small money and win big money. A message from Liberty Fortune LLC, the new game changer in Liberia. Oh yeah.
Use your time well. No waka.
That is our responsibility. You bring the goods, we market it for you. Just come at our office, Randa and Front Street, adjacent the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, and we do that for you. We get the goods off the shelf, we market it, and put all the customers at your disposal, your store, your shop, whatever you are doing, just bring it. We do it for very reasonable amount, and then the placement too. Huh? The placement is very key. You know what I mean? You know. So even if I tell you, you know, but what you just heard. So you want to bring it at our offices or at the station. Just do that, and we fulfill our part of the bargain. We are on an obligation to get you the customers that you need. You are on a privilege to bring it. So you do less, we do more. That's how it is in marketing. We spread you. We go we're covering almost the entire country very shortly. We'll be covering the entire country. And then we go around the world technologically uh, online. So that's why you need to bring it at Kings 88.5, and then we get it on the air for you. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks for the understanding. Very interesting day today in Monrovia, Liberia, with the Unity Party government and Joseph Yumabwaga. Very interesting. People, y'all share the show. I know you people have always done it, but I should remind you. You're always doing that. Sometimes when I end the show, when I going back over here, I see several shares. Thank you so much. Yeah, but let's continue to do that. And don't forget now, we stay counting on you. We stay not necessarily that you are supporting us 100%, but we find ourselves in a situation you not understanding. They say you're not only the person who has on the shoes feels the pinch, but when he makes an appeal for adjustment so that he doesn't feel the pain further, he gets that. So we stay with you, you stay with us in the fullness of time. You know what to do. Most of you have been asking how can you be of help to us in the fullness of time. Once everything is worked out, and then you get to know. But thank you for what you have done and continue to do by your moral support. Very interesting country, very interesting government. I say interesting because every day they're just getting everything confused. But before we get to that, the prosecution, Gregory Coleman, the police director, Joseph Human Boakai, the Solicitor General, Augustine Fire, and everybody. They got political bloody nose or legal bloody nose today. They were hoping, they were setting, they were sure that the judge was going to invalidate the bond as far, the surety bond by the accused in the Capitol building action case. The judge gave them a legal bloody nose by perfecting the bond. That means in the judicial reasoning of the judge, what defense lawyers put forth was sufficient, substantive before the law. There's no need to deny or invalidate that bond. State lawyers left the courtroom cold. That is one of the signs that they will be defeated. They've already seen the sign. They know that very well. Nothing is working in their favor. Everything is working against them because they are treading on lies, on hypocrisy, on hate, on malice, grudge. So it is not working for them as they want or they had planned. Terrible. And everything is payback. But that is not how you pay back in society. No. The government is just confused with everything. They just don't know what they are doing. And listen, they get President Joseph Yuma Boaka making the public addresses. They put him on the stage like a caricature. Why they are taking the decision. If you look at the entire situation, every attempt by the government or the executive, they are not successful. They fail. Then they go back and sit down for a while to think of something, then they come back. So when you find yourself or when you see a situation like that, what it means is the person who is the leader, the person is not on top of his game. And the people who are around him or her know that he or she has some impairment and they take advantage of it, use him as surrogate so that they can get at those they want to get at. Do you know that most of the guys don't mind Boaka making those statements? Some of the statements that he made, he does not even know. He confused with everything. He has become suspension president. Some of the things that you see, if not all, Boaka just makes statements and he just don't know. Because it is just not going according to plan as they plan. Again, they were defeated today. A legal bloody nose they received. Augustine Fire is not going to help them in any way. The police director has already blundered. So that will be doing it for that. The judge validated the defense bond, Ponati Kofa and his colleagues. Couple of hours into the morning, but it wasn't a surprise because we got a hint from AB last night. So this morning we started to hear the confirmation of that, and then it became real. The news spread, it went far and wide. As I sit here, I can tell you definitively or with every conviction, the executive did not know what they did today. They know. Boaka is the president. We all know, and it is undisputed, that he is the president of Liberia. But Boaka is not in charge with decision making. The guys around him, they see him as a good opportunity to use as a surrogate to get to the people who want to get to. He is only the person who's making the announcement. We'll build this country. What belongs to you must take, not another. Or he's just making those statements all around that he has become suspension president. Everything he does is selective. He's talking about corruption, and corruption is right under his feet. Everything thing that the executive is doing, it is a witch hunt, politically motivated, designed just to go against certain people in this country, especially those who serve in the we as government. Let's talk the unprofessional stuff today. Very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. Another unprofessional move. They pick up the Maxwell Kimaya, the GSA former boss, Mary Braw, the former director of the Disaster Management Relief Commission. Uh, sorry if I can call his name now. I can just remember. Uh, I don't want to call a name that would not be right. The picking up and the information officer of the disaster management, the former team. What for? They say the rice donated by the Saudi Arabian government, 25,000 bags, mismanaged. That because of that, they move on those people as if they were the executive suspected them of being mercenaries and ready to set this country ablaze. Move on them. No warrant from the court by the people who investigating, called the Assets Recovery and Property Retrieval Team. They took onto themselves the authority and prosecutorial power. I thought in this, when you have investigated and you have probable cause or reasons convincing, then you move to the court for a summer, at which time the accused will move in with their lawyers. I may be wrong because I'm not a legal expert, but from our little understanding, this is not a security threat stuff that you will suddenly move and give the person no time to think and do anything. The Assets Recovery Team being investigating, they said they got 17 names, meaning 17 persons apart from the 3 today that they are going after. So you want to do it in a professional manner. You've investigated. You have every reason why they should be, they should face the law. So you want to use the same law to some of them so that they are escorted at the time based with their lawyers. Nothing like that. Probably if it happened, I do not know, but what we saw today, even if the court issued an arrest warrant, it can be like that still. They will be taken by their lawyer. The lawyer with that is the essence of legal counsel. But they move on the people today and make sure that they took them to the court. The judge was pressured. They put the judge in an embarrassing situation because he too was caught unaware this morning. That wasn't on the judge's desk. He was caught unaware. Listen to most of the people at the court, on the court ground. They too were wondering. At the close of the day, I will tell you what happened. We saw a remark that the judge made. He was caught unaware. Mary Braw According to Councillor Per Brambu, Mary Bro, she was sorry. Let me say this way because so that you know she herself said it. That Mary Bro was naked. So it means she wasn't expecting them. They move on her. So they just bump in and then, hey, let's go. We're here for you. The person is caught unaware, just like you're coming from the bathroom or from your room. You're not expecting anything like that, and police people move. They say the councillor said Mary Bro was naked when the police enter.
To their house, Mary Brown was naked and busky there. You know, Mary Brown was naked and busky there. Their house, Mary Brown was naked and busky there. To their house, Mary Brown was naked and busky there. Their house, Mary Brown was naked and busky there. Their house, Mary Brown was naked and busky there. Their house, Mary Brown was naked and busky there. Their house, Mary Brown was naked and busky there. Their house, Mary Brown was naked and busky there.
Now, Councillor Per Brambu will not make up a story. She will not lie on the police. She will score nothing from it. She will get nothing from it. What she knows was what she shared with the media, that the guys went in with force and Mary Bro did not know what was happening, just coming outside of your place. You know, when you're in your house, that's your private stuff now. And so you can move the way you want to move. And then just move in, let the woman naked. Bad approach by the assets recovery. You can tell, you can see the grudge in it. These guys are not mercenaries that you suspect of trying to create or set bombs around the country to blow up institutions. These guys are not fugitives. You move on the people in an unruly manner, very unprofessional, raw, like predators getting to kill a person. So what is all about in a context? Listen, one side is happy and they are hailing Bouaka for fighting corruption and all kinds of things. Bouaka isn't fighting corruption. What do you see happening is a strategy, a plan in place. The shenanigan is to mute the opposition. 2, a distraction from what is not working for the government so that nobody talks about it. The core issues that they brag and boasted about not happening, things not working as they said during the campaign. They want to make you to feel that they are ready to cleanse the country. But under it, they know that the opposition is strong. And the opposition is capitalizing on their failures, their excesses, their shames, and every other thing. This is distraction. Every day they will create a scene. Every day they will create a scene. They will do everything they can. And then, not in news, I have known this from the very first day. I didn't need Daniel to come to me and explain the signs on the wall. One of the characteristics, one of the values of talk show hosts, they study, they analyze indicators. So when it said they gave opinion, the reference, say a person say this is this going to be this. Just like when the Capitol building issue was starting, AB told you in order, chronological order, how it was going to end. And everyone saw it, and here we are now at the end. That they did not want the speaker to show up at the event, the State of the Nation address, that they did not want this to happen. That everything that AB explained in chronological order, you saw them coming to pass. Talk show hosts, they study and analyze the indicators. Those indicators are what they explain. And the reason for that, so that it will help you to make decision. So when you see it happening, you say, oh, this is what the guy was talking about on the show. Okay, see that. All over the world, that's what talk shows are. BBC, VOA, Al Jazeera, all those people, that's what it is. That's it. That's what they look at. Even during interview, they're bringing things to the person. They're asking the questions on those indicators. The executive is failing. They can win this. The shenanigan is just not working. They can mute the opposition. They will create the same. They will come up with different stories every day. So the arresting of these people, they say 25,000 bags of rice, Masra Kimaya, Mary Bro, and the rest of the people, they mismanage. They mismanage. So they want them to account for that. That's the reason they created that saying today. Now, guess what? They rushed the people at Moravia Central Prison or Sub Beach. You guys have fun. At the comedy on your prank. They rushed the guys quickly at the Moravia Central Prison. Then guess what happened? They are now setting them free. You see, when they say anything that is not done right is not done at all. They knew and they still know that they blunder. And I'm just sorry for our police people who they making fun of, just using them here and there. Where is it jumping and just